I'd like to extend special gratitude to the Catholic Archdiocese of Mombasa, especially Lilian Japani, for convening this initiative, especially since it's anchored in networking and collaboration. I would also like you to subscribe to LavishHat TV, and I hope that we can use more of such platforms to be able to extend advocacy programs, especially among the youth.
Mimi kama climate change officer naweza sema kuna kelele nyingi kweli kuhusu mabadiliko ya tabia nchi. Ukienda kila mahali, si politician anakuambia kuna climate change. Hata saa hii siku hizi kwa sababu tuna interact na watu wa waste management, sisi tunaita waste managers. Watu wengine wanaweza kuwa wanaita chokora. Pia wanajua mabadiliko ya tabia nchi nini. So ukienda pale kama climate change officer anakuambia lakini sawa, anataka kujua what benefit are we bringing to this society. For sure, you are aware of climate change, what is happening. Sisi hapa tunajua all the policies which are there, all the recommendations ambazo ziko hapa, but at the end of it, what actions are you doing on the ground ambayo tunaweza sema ina sustain our motto and our vision.
I work at Kituo cha Sheria as an advocate, but I also chair the civil society fraternity of the coast. Today we are here specifically to enhance the voice for protection of environment. We've been here with the support of CJPC, and we believe that the church and the religious institutions have a role to play to ensure that the environment is protected. As a civil society fraternity, we have a responsibility to ensure that the degradation of the environment is stopped, and for that reason we will enhance our networking on one of our thematic areas, which is called Cleanser, to ensure that we end up with a proper environment strategy that will take the region and the county further than what it is today. One of the recommendations that I could make is that there should be commitment to this. It should not be a one-off thing. And two, let us instill in our children and the young generation the principles of ensuring that environment work. And that means that they protect the environment, they conserve the environment, and they do what they do to ensure that the environment stays beyond the current generation into the next generation. That is not to say that the elderly and those who are of current age stop protecting the environment. What we think they should do is that they should continue, and especially the role of imparting that principle and that character into the young remains with them. And finally, we need to take responsibility.
I'm Caroline Dama, and I'm here to represent Greenwald Campaign Kenya. What we do in the community is all areas mitigation and adaptation, especially when it comes to climate change. So that means that ensuring that the communities are able to adapt to climate change impact on its livelihood. When it comes to mitigation, it means that we are helping communities plant trees, mostly in arid and semi-arid lands, but we're also working with the peri-urban communities. I'm here today. I think the words that come to my mind is to build back better, to look for gaps that are there in capacity, and especially when it comes to advocacy. We can't do any sustainable projects if we are not able to advocate for change, especially sustainable change within the community. I think that is important, to be able to leverage on existing networks like the ones that are here, so that we have a multi-stakeholder approach, so that we can have integrated programs is key. I think today was a good pot, a mix of different ideas, and I hope that it can lead to long-term sustainable change, especially when it comes to advocating for better change. But I'm more keen on especially the vulnerable communities, especially women, youth in arid lands, and also especially in coastal communities.
When you talk of issues mazingara si tofauti. Many of us tuseme ni wasomi ama ni nani, if you put it in my own context, I'll be able to tell you the changes I've gone through, the changes we are experiencing, the pains we are going through, and I'll give you the solutions in my own context, in my language. But ukija kwa ile language ya academia ndio tunasema mbona huku tuambiwa huku hakuna shida. Do we amplify our concerns to the level to be heard, so that wale ma academia wakifanya documentation za kwao na sisi tuna nafasi ya kupatia ile sauti. When it comes to issues za mazingira, it's not an issue ya academia, ni issue yangu mimi nawe, na nisingoje nije kufanyiwa, nisingoje nije kuambiwa. I should be the first person to be raising that voice, and I'm seeing this an opportunity, as much as tunatoa mashikio taka kupata the feedbacks, to know that tunaambiwa the Asal ndio kuna shida zaidi hapa pwani hamna. Should be an opportunity for me to start saying no and raise that volume higher, nisikie kuwa hapa hali pia ni mbaya zaidi. So I think we have an obligation. Tusingoje tuje kuambiwa, and this is the beginning, tuanze kusimama na kuongea.
Coastal communities are heavily impacted by climate change, even though it may not look like it, especially communities in the urban areas. And with better policies, I think we can enhance more adaptation, especially when it comes to climate change. And we can also embrace circularity in how especially we manage waste. For instance, we know that waste is a major contributor of the carbon emissions. And usually we look at just plastic waste, but you can also look at agricultural waste. I think that is key.
As we are advocate, also advocate for this, for indigenous knowledge to be integrated in modern science to move forward with conservation.
My name is Nancy Cheki. I am a climate change enthusiast with a key focus on marine conservation and advocating for inclusion of gender and women in the climate space. I work with YWCA as the climate change officer. YWCA is a women and youth membership organization with a key focus or mission of empowering women and girls, especially in the social, cultural, and political field. I'd like to appreciate KCCB for inviting YWCA in this platform. The reason why we are here, the reason why I actually represented YWCA is because of the different policies, especially the climate policies that have been addressed with our counties, the global level and the national level. We were able to identify some of the policy gaps and actually recommended some of the way forwards that we can be able to adapt to ensure that these policies work well to address the issues that are at hand. The youths have been able to be included in the decision-making tables at the global level, national, and also the county level, because we can now see that more youths are aware of these policies. But I'll really not say that there has been 100% inclusion, because there is a need for more youths to be included in these spaces and to be able to understand some of the policies that are there and to interact with some of these policies. Let it not be just paper policies that they just exist. The youth should take the responsibility of being able to interact with these policies and to internalize what is already being addressed. Youths need to be involved in these spaces because they're able to gain opportunities from there. For example, in the waste management sector, youths are able to participate in removal of waste, solid waste from our communities through garbage collection initiatives that most of the youth groups can now be seen to have undertaken that initiative. And through that, we are able to make our environment clean and healthy for each and everyone, and at the same time be able to improve our livelihoods.
Masomo ambayo nimesoma hapa pia imeweza kufungua na kujua umuhimu wa kupanda miti, na nikajua miti kwa mwanadamu inaleta nini, na mambo mengi ambayo walimu ambao walikuwa hapa wakitupea mafunzo, kila mtu naona yanaridhisha. Kwa hivyo mimi niliomba kati nyinyi viongozi tuwe na ushirikiano kuhakikisha kwamba tunalinda mazingira, tunaelimisha community ili waweze kufuata sheria zile ambazo zinahitajika, Mimi sina mengi ya kuzungumza, isipokuwa nimeshukuru wale viongozi wote vile ambavyo wamefundisha mafundisho yao, na imani ya kwamba kila mtu akitoka hapa ametoka na kitu ambacho akikutana na community kule chini mashinani anaweza pia kuwafundisha.
My name is Karen Chakopet Adembo. I work for CEFRESA Kenya. CEFRESA is Center for Resilience and Sustainable Africa. We focus on climate change, livelihood, gender issues, and governance. We worked with the county and other stakeholders. We run our programs in schools and in community, and we value grassroots initiatives that are centered within the community. Now, today and yesterday, we've been meeting with other stakeholders, the government, the national government, the county government, the church, and member of other civil society. And we've been looking into ways on how we can call out our actions on climate-related activities. Now, one key thing that is most centered within our communities, and we've noticed even in Mombasa County, is that we need to work out initiatives that are community climate-centered approach, whereby we discuss climate issues in languages that our communities can understand. Because matters of climate change are really affecting our communities, and most people do not relate. It's not that they don't relate because they don't know. It's that the language we are speaking is too hard for them to comprehend. But if we put it in the local language, in the language that they understand, they really do understand the changes that have happened within the climate setting. Investing in indigenous knowledge, what people used to do, and we have to place them together with our modern knowledges. So now when we work these things together for the betterment, there'll be a good impact, a positive impact towards our climate. And being one of climate experts within the county and others that we've been together, we need to see our communities working together, starting from the grassroots level, and this is starting from the centers of our kindergarten to even to the institution of higher learning.
There is an increased focus under this program for the Asal areas.
Yeah. When we had the tsunami happening in Coast Region that time, if you could go to what is supposed to be done, but people ignored. But by that time, there was then a realized there was a change in terms of the sea movement, and they understood how the things were working. And people assume that thing does not affect us. But at the end of the day, it affected the livelihood of the fishermen, it's affected the people that live around the sea. So it's not only gap and understanding about this, the whole conversation about climate change, and look at even the packaging and the messaging around climate change. So that's why today you see Kericho confident to say it's more in Asal area compared to the coast region. And in reality, coast region is more affected than even in the Asal area. So how do we package this message? How do we package this information? How do we simplify the basic wording about climate change so that when you go outside there, you start understanding it? Those who live in the village, the Wazee will tell you there is something that is going to happen. That earth is our home. So I just want to say, and this one I'm talking to women and young women, that as much as we advocate for climate change, we are also contributors to the environment degradation. I have a problem with the way we dispose pampers. The young women and this group, we are together. I have a problem with the way we dispose pampers and sanitary pads. Just have an evening walk along the ocean. You will see what is happening around that place. It's pampers and sanitary pads. We have been reminded na afisa wa tabia nchi kwamba we do what we see, not what we hear. So if I'm a mother, I'm where I come from, I dispose my pads carelessly, my girls will dispose of their pads carelessly.
So I want to appeal, as we ban plastic, can we also look for a better way of disposing sanitary pads and bumpers? Tunaelewana? And that is a challenge. Another thing, that this is a discussion that we cannot let go. Try to find a space, however little contribution you have, but make your voice be heard in the issues of climate change, environmental conservation, and everything else. We cannot afford to be outside. I'll urge the youths who are here. There's a young lady called Faith Nora Lukosi. I think she's a member of the youth fund or something like that. This lady has a lot of information on environment and climate change. And even that is what made her to be in that position. So please look for that lady, and just even we can organize through maybe CJPC, we bring her also to talk to you how she found herself to be where she is in that space. So that at least you do something. Nakuuliza si ujinga. If you don't know, ask, learn. Learning is always continuous. I'm sure however much is a lecturer, he's lecturing something new. However much is a chief, is living here with something new. I think as an advocate, we always learn. He's also lecturing with something new. So learning has no end. Always have interest to learn. Don't wait to be called. Always also call and ask questions. The challenge I have with the youth today, we say they're not given spaces, but we don't look for the spaces. When Lillian calls you for a meeting, how many had even called Lillian since we were here August last year? Just Lillian, how are you doing? Hakuna. How many have even the youth have just picked their phone and say, hey, Chairman Adika, we are this, what are you doing? What am I supposed to do? Unless Adika sends a message, unless people call for a meeting. So let's be responsible. We created the space, we follow the spaces. If you don't fight for that space, nobody will give it to you. So look for it. Get out there.
LavishHat TV ndo TV yako ya online kwa uhondo wa burudani na matukio ya kimuziki. Believe you guys are going to far kwa sababu nimeona mna experience na masuala mnayouliza, yani everything is perfect. LavishHat TV ndo TV yako ya online kwa uhondo wa burudani na matukio ya kimuziki.
Yo, this is King Kaka and you're watching LavishHat TV. Keep it locked.
Hey yo, what up, it's your boy Khalid Rap Jones, rapping the 254, straight out of the 1960. Right about now, you checking me out in the flesh, and you know who I'm rocking with, LavishHat TV, and this is the CEO right here, as you can see. So respect the OGs, respect LavishHat TV, respect.
I work with Coastal and Marine Resource Development, and today we are being convened here by CJPC for interrogations about the climate change. We are able to discuss the global policies, the national policies and county policies, and we are able to identify the gaps that we as stakeholders, which we can advocate for.
Mimi ni Bosco John Juma na nashukuru Mungu leo tumeweza kupata siku nzuri hapa Pastoral Center katika hii warsha ambayo ni warsha ambayo kwa inaangalia masuala ya mazingira, ikiangalia miundo misingi ya kisheria ambazo ni sera pamoja na sheria ambazo ziko katika maeneo hali za kimazingira, na ni vipi sheria na sera hizi zinaathiri masuala ya mazingira. Na pia ikawa tunakutana na washikadau wa mambo ya mazingira hapa Mombasa, tukiangazia zile changamoto ambazo ziko katika mambo ya sheria na sera ambazo ni policy and acts ambazo zinahusiana na mazingira. Na vile vile kiini cha mazungumzo yetu ya leo mko tunataka kuangalia hamasa ama advocacy on how best can we do participatory advocacy kama actors wa Mombasa. Tukisema advocacy mko tunaangalia ni zipi katika zile mbinu ama zile njia za kupeana hamasa ambazo they are very effective, na zile ambazo sisi kama washikadau hapa Mombasani tunaweza tumia katika kipindi hichi ambacho tunaanza muhula mpya wa CIDP na muhula mpya wa midterm plan na mambo mengi ambayo yamepangika mbele yetu. Kama washikadau ni vipi tunaweza kuja pamoja tukaangalia zile changamoto ama gaps ambazo ziko katika sheria na sera, na vile sisi kama washikadau vile vile tunaweza angalia njia zipi za hamasa, what are the advocacy strategy ambazo tutatumia katika njia moja ya kuweza kuhakikisha kwamba tumereduce zile gaps ambazo ziko. Tukiongea moja kwa moja pia kwa tunaangalia ni vipi hizi sheria zinahusika na washikadau na wanasheria ambao wako, na ni vipi tukiziangalia sheria hizi implementers ama washikadau wa sheria hizi ambao ni serikali na both global ama nchi za ughaibuni na local na county, ni vipi tunaweza kutumia sheria hizi kuweza kuangazia masuala yetu ya environment conservation. Tukiangalia pia mambo ya food security na resilience, ngo tunaangalia pia vipi hali hizi za mazingira zinaweza kusaidia kwa food resilience na pia ku-increase masuala ya environmental and agriculture katika mji wetu wa Mombasa na hasa katika nchi yetu ya Kenya kwa jumla.
Action plan which is untrapped for now, and also the solid waste policy. Some of the costs that were identified, gender strategy, and also others that were identified were there is lack of continuation between the national levels and county levels, and also there is no clear fundings for the climate action at the ground.
Naitwa Fatuma Muhammad Abdalla, mimi ni mkazi wa hapa Mombasa. Leo nimekuja kwa muhadhara na washikadau wengine wanaofanya masuala ya mazingira, ikiwa tumeletwa hapa pamoja na shirika la CJPC la Katholiki, na tumeongea mambo muhimu yanayohusiana na mazingira, ikiwemo mambo ya policy, zile sera zilizotengenezwa na zile sheria zilizowekwa, na pia ndani ya hizo sheria na hizi sera ambazo ziliopo tukaangalia yale mambo madogo madogo, yale mapengo ambayo yameachwa kufanya hapa kwenye kaunti yetu. Masuala ya mazingira hajawekwa mkazo, na ukiangalia jambo la kwanza, wakati hizi sera zinatengenezwa kutoka kule juu kimataifa, huwa hakuna uhusiano, yani wale wahusika huku chini wale kwenye jamii hawajahusishwa hivyo. Nitaweka mfano, waliweka hili swala la kuwa reuse, sijui vitu kama hizo, yani tuache yani kupunguza vitu kama hivi vya plastiki ama kuacha kuchoma makaa, wakasema watu waingie kwenye mfumo wa gesi. Lakini ukiangalia hapa Kenya, kwanza kuna tatizo la kiuchumi, maisha yako juu, gesi iko juu. Bado mtu akiona kutumia hili swala la kama kutumia jiko la makaa bado ni rahisi kwake. Sasa kuliko kutengeza zile sera juu bila kuhusisha huku mtu wa chini, itakuwa kunakuwa na changamoto kubwa sisi kufanikisha ama kufaulisha hili jambo la kutetea masuala ya mazingira. Ndio sasa hapo inapaswa wakati hizi sera zinatengenezwa, kwanza na huyu mtu huku chini mashinani ahusishwe. Na pia jambo lingine, hizi sera ziko kwenye lugha ambayo ni ngumu, maneno ambayo yako kisayansi mengine na mengine ni kizungu kikubwa, ambako huyu mtu huku chini si rahisi kwake kuelewa hii lugha. Kwa hivyo kuna kitu ambacho pia tumeongelelea ambayo ni localization of the policies. Ziletwe huku chini na ziweke kwa lugha, zitafsiriwe kwa lugha rahisi ya huyu mtu chini, ambako yeye anaelewa kivyake kirahisi, ili aweze kujieleza mabadiliko ya tabia ya nchi yanamuathiri vipi. Isitafsiriwe kwa huyu mtu wa chini kwa ile tafsiri aliyoiweka mzungu kule juu. Tunatoa shukrani sana kwa hili shirika la Katholiki la CJPC, kwa sababu wametuleta hapa pamoja, yani hakujalisha tofauti zetu za kidini ama tuseme kijinsia. Tumejumuika hapa pamoja, wanawake, wakubwa kwa wadogo, pamoja wazee, wale wa dini ya Kiislamu, wale wenye ambao ni dini ya Kikristo. Sasa tumekuwa hapa pamoja ili kuchambua na kujadiliana swala ambalo linatuathiri sisi sote kama wanajamii na kuweka tofauti kando. Na nafurahi sana pia sana vile wanawake tumehusishwa. Maana yake mimi mwenyewe natoka kwa shirika ambao tunafanya kazi na wasichana na wanawake, na ningependa kuomba hili shirika la CJPC liendeleze hivi vikao. Madam Lilian, tuendeleze hivi vikao, vifike paka huku kwetu kabisa chini kule mashinani, kama ni Mwakirunge vifike huku Shanzu, huko Arawa ambao natoka, yani vifike. Yule mwanamke pale chini kabisa aweze kuelewa ni mambo gani ambayo yanaendelea saa hizi hapa Kenya na dunia nzima yakihusiana na masuala ya mazingira na mabadiliko ya tabia ya nchi. Asante.
LavishHat TV ndo TV yako ya online kwa uhondo wa burudani na matukio ya kimuziki. Believe you guys are going to fuck, kwa sababu nimeona mna experience na maswali mnayouliza, yani everything is perfect. LavishHat TV ndo TV yako ya online kwa uhondo wa burudani na matukio ya kimuziki.
Yo, this is King Kaka and you're watching LavishHat TV. Keep it locked.
Hey yo, what up, it's your boy Calligraph Jones, rapping the 254, straight out of the 1960. Right about now, you checking me out in the flesh, and you know who I'm rocking with, LavishHat TV, and this is the CEO right here, as you can see. So respect the OGs, respect LavishHat TV, respect.